And by which I mean baby Italy, of course. Okay, you guys just hold, leave this to El Tanco and his friends, who will not manage this because they are so deeply entrenched here. Okay, I ain't getting anywhere with that. Hold off. Just hold on that thought. No, they don't want to hold. They have a plan to do. And the losses I go through in Africa. Jake, how are you planning on making Italy capitulate? One step at a time, right? I gotta force them out of Africa first. Now, at least I still have all adults can serve as a focus that I can still do. Losing many, many men here, which I don't like. These guys are supplied. They'll never go so well for me like this. But I'm satisfied that the rest of my line is pushing fairly well. And look at this, made some good headway here. Just wish the Allies would help me out in some way, shape or form. Probably getting my tanks involved here in the mountains is not the most optimal use of them. Good. Get even more produced. Production doesn't really seem to be the main problem anymore. Night attack. Nah. It'll be a long way to go. I'd need to focus on one and go for it. So what's better, recon or engineer companies? Engineering will excuse me, it'll help with defense, it'll help with lots of things. And uses less manpower. That's the main reason I'm going for that then. So thinly defended here. And I don't have... what am I lacking here? Infantry equipment to get more infarc out there. Infart. And severely lacking in steel once again. Could trade away my factories for that, but then the nuclear program gets delayed. And it's already massively delayed. Wow, those are going to take a long time to be made. Perhaps I could look to something else that I import but don't need so much. Or I could be a wise man who thinks that I need infantry equipment a lot more than I need artillery right now. Seems like a wise thing to do. Also, ka-ching, we got some more armoreds to roll out. But where do I roll them? Because I think they'd be of greater use over here. If the supply will allow it. The supply does not really allow it. But supply is good around here. And this appears to be where we're weakest. And it's where we'll join up with our friends in Cairo. Jake, will logistics support help with your supply problem? Oh, it would, but it'll take manpower, it'll take equipment, and it'll take time to research. And a lot of these things I don't have. And by a lot of them, I mean I don't have any of these things. Still, we shall keep pushing Italy out. I shall keep being thankful that I'm not at war with the Soviets. I'll keep going. Might as well speed 5 it. We'll push you out yet. Because I want to lessen the border I have whenever possible. Oh, I love the way these guys just melt. And melt. Of course, this is where I get hampered when it comes to supply. Not that far away from Cairo, but it still hurts. I could just roll my way north, but then I will run into severe issues. Supply being one of them. Wonder what happens if I just roll along here. Well, I die is what happens, so maybe let's not consider that. Perhaps I should have you assist here instead. You're pretty good because you keep these guys under wraps. Are they pushing back or am I just blind? Those trucks of mine, come on. I learned a lot from my battle truck logistics. Oh right, you're gonna kill supply here. Supply around here is no good no matter how you cut it. Maybe I should just roll up through here anyway. Cut it all off here. That would give me a huge line to defend though, and that would be no good. Ah well, hell, we'll do it anyway. Yeah, good night supply. Hello, empty tank though, that's nice. Could learn how to make a modern tank before too long. Could work out nukes eventually. Could figure out how to actually make things that fly. That's a dystopian future, I rather think. Although if we're ever going to figure out how to drop nukes, I will need that. At least some basic fighters. Crush them. And then lament this. Come on, you need a bit of backup, I think. Couldn't handle it. Aye, we lack supply so badly here. Our tanks are hemorrhaging lots of things. Total attrition 31. Okay. Pushing through with these tanks continues to seem like a very poor idea. But we do what we must. Well, actually what surprises me is that you're coming to really hurt me there, Italy. How are you managing that? Medium tanks, light tanks, infantry. You've got a fair chunk there, don't you? No wonder I couldn't push through there. But I'm pushing in lots of other ways, so we're not done yet. They're out of supply as well though, so sucks to be them too. Keep on keeping on. I don't like this one bit. Fighting in Africa is always such a pain. So I guess it's very good at modelling this. Oh, okay, no, that's a poor idea. Really, really low supply is horrible here. But is there any way to improve it? I can't even build the infrastructure around here. Jake, you need to use paratroopers to make encirclements. Well, I can't use any of these airfields since we're not allied. And this is a silly way for you to attack here. Well, you're gonna do it anyway, so bully for you. Guess I could help out a chunk. But we're spreading out a little much here. Wonder if I could encircle you like this. Then you'd have no supply. Not the only one that could get encircled here. 3 days? 1 day. please don't run into that. Let's see, you are... These army of clones make it pretty hard to tell who's who. I don't like this plan. Let's get rid of that. Hope I didn't get rid of the entire plan. I think I got rid of the entire plan there. Looks good to me. I'll be damned, they got there ahead of me. Let's melt them, and then hope that everybody else gets cut off. There's a lot of hoping involved there. Especially when they're driving goddamn medium tanks at me. Even if I defend here in the mountains, it's just one tank of mine, so, Jake, have you avoided joining a faction due to your strong Ethiopian pride, or is it part of the master plan? Yes, deep down I am a proud Ethiopian man. But to be less ridiculous, I just didn't want to join a faction. Is that too hard to believe? Okay, this could go really, really south. I'm in great risk of cutting myself off. But then... maybe that's just part of the plan. Sadly, these guys still get supply, don't they? Aye. Nor do I really have a great way to cut them off. But you could try. And one of you could try here. Whilst I wonder what in the world I'm doing here. Air superiority, anything to figure out how to build. Could up my construction speed, but it'll take 3 whole... well, I need to learn how to build these reactors anyway. I'd be a lot happier if I wasn't returning all this stuff to Great Britain. Jake, can you show the map? Certainly. What is this? I thought I'd get excited about the Siamese Empire here, but no, they're part of the Axis, making life even harder for the Raj. Asia is rough. My manpower is rougher. At least I got another 500,000 or so to do when I get the next... Yes, words, Jake. Use your words. When I get to the next manpower law, he's going to try and break out of that. Bully for him, he won't make it. He's surrounded and he's out of supply, he's out of hope. Alright, his orc melted, and he too shall melt. How's all this going? Still pretty risky, you say? Well, do it anyway. I mean, take this for example. You could just stroll on in. Stroll on in. You're probably cleverly thinking we won't be able to survive there, but hey, I'm trying here. Italy stretched down to here, and they were on my borders, and I feel pretty good about pushing them back as much as I have so far. Alright, out of supply isn't going to make this wonderfully easy, but it'll be better than nothing. It disgusts me how they are in supply. Perhaps you need a bit of tanky help. Jake, shouldn't you make your own line focus on the western side to capture that supply dock, then secure more land with no supply? Aye, but they have this stuff entrenched till the to the moon here. They got tanks, trucks, everything, and they're not drowning. Take him down, lads. Gives me less to worry about. Still loads of your low supply, aren't you? And then there's these assholes. Deep in sand, but still they have trucks. Oh, the western side of Africa. I'm looking at the east, haven't I? There's supply to be had here, isn't there? If I made something of an assault on that, then I might get somewhere. Oh, well, that's quite assumptuous of me. Infantry, motorized, panzers? And I myself have low supply, so forget that, he says. The Republic in Spain is in the way, not helping a brother out. Now, if I made a real good attempt on this, and I mean a real good attempt, I could starve them out. Don't know how good real good would have to be. Probably better than this. Yeah, they're just going to hold out against that like nobody's business. The grunts think they can take this, and I reckon our enemy has actually sent so much down south that they won't be able to manage. So grunts, see how you do. If we can have our grunts help out from the other side, then that will be a boon for us. Keep dying for me, grunts. It's like they're letting out all of their anger for being called grunts this whole time. So who are you calling grunts? We'll cross over the river we made for our own protection and we'll retake Cairo. That's probably what they're trying to say. Why is this going south? It's alright, you got it. There's no need for you to cross that river anymore. These guys are on it. Get with the program though, and don't lose the advantage we just got there. I'm sure they'll be fine. Still rough times here. And this is going on so much longer than I'd intended it to. This is meant to just be a wee short one to establish myself as Ethiopia. And look at what's happened. We're in 1944. Asia Minor invasion shouldn't be a problem. If it is a problem, then our paratroopers will stop it from being a problem. Roll out. Melt them. It's not as melty as I was hoping, but still. Losing tens of thousands, which I don't want to. That must be the grunts dying. But the grunts have managed to cross over. And I think they're going to keep hold of it. Pulverize them. Now, if we can join all this up, I don't know if we're going to get much supply coming in from Cairo, but it should be a nice help. Just wish I could cleanse these guys, though. Jake, have you invaded Denmark? If not, why not? Don't be stupid. Throwing myself helplessly into these mountains probably isn't helping too much, but we do what we can around here. Crivens. How many times have I said I hate Africa or I hate Africans in my streams? Not sure, probably quite a lot. It's as true now as it ever was. For the love of God, just give me this land. Takes so long to march along. And we still have a deficit in what exactly? Infantry equipment, go figure. A huge deficit. Division reinforcements need them more than anything. Which is kind of telling me to get rid of these so my units can reinforce, but nah. See, once we push the Axis out of Africa, which we'll totally do, right? Then we'll win, no doubt, because Africa is where this entire war is. Probably. Ah, this isn't going so hot. But really, I can just leave them there. You guys hold, no need to attack into that. As long as they stay there, and I break through here. We'll allow this. Then these guys should lose supply. There we go. They're out of supply. They will die. As long as I hold all this. And I'm hoping I can hold all this. But I would quite like to have you guys all on that, please. Just to keep them where they are. Don't want them breaking out of there. Don't think they could, but still don't want it to happen. Jake, even if Africa itself is worthless, you're still dealing blows to the Axis forces. That's true, let's see. Worrying. But yes, I am dealing blows to their forces. Less manpower for them to press and all that. More manpower for the Allies to take. Man, why is this going to the Allies anyway? I'm taking it, not them. If they wish to stay in that one province, I'd be much obliged. It's alright, let's just charge face first, blindly into them. Oh, okay, they still had units there. Well, forget that then. Hold that thought, everybody. Look, would all of you just hold. Nice, they're running out of supply. Wish these guys would run out of supply as well, but I can help that out a touch. The Italians are daft as nuggets. And I think I'll be taking your port away from you. Maybe they'd already just sailed away, which would be the clever thing for them to do. Jake, don't lose Cairo again. Not planning on it. But the Axis has had to spread themselves out a lot more as well, not just me. It's annoying because I can't actually see how their statuses are. Oh, well, this will be telling. That doesn't look like organization to me. Tanks, you want to help out? That was a lot of units they once had. Okay, but they still do. But they're also hurting for it. How many Ethiopians died recovering all this Allied desert, Jake? About 50,000. Really, that's not too bad. I can recruit a lot more. And the goal is to make Italy capitulate. I shouldn't hold it against the Allies that I'm giving this land to them. And again, look, I've got a whole province for Ethiopia. Oh, nice! This wasn't part of the Allies, so I can reclaim the Kingdom of Libya for myself. Now, we've gone past 11 o'clock, so I'm starting to think there's not going to be a simulation night in favor of World War II being our simulation. Trust Max won't hold that against me. We'll get the simulations done later. Because I'm enjoying this too much to stop. Look at these puny guys all cut off, and once they're gone, that frees up quite a few divisions that can be spent over here. And doesn't supply look that much better now. Thank God. And another one bites the dust. So the Grunt's currently wondering what they're doing around here. Really, all I need them to do is hold this side of the river. And I need the Inf Art to not even care about it. And I want the Grunts to have something that resembles a plan. Yes. Plan. But I think the best thing I can do with my tanks is ram from this side. I got more tanks hidden away somewhere, right? Yeah, down here. How about all of you just hold? And we'll let our tanks do what they do best, which is mince everything in their path. Jake, I think some would not agree with you calling Hoi 4 a simulation. Well, that's too bad. I'll rule this roost at least. Starting to wish I'd looked into jets so I could get some jet fighters. So this is nice. I can melt behind here. Actually, what I want my Grunts to do is also hold this. There are enough of them, they can spread out, and I want them to just come around all this. Maybe that's a bit okay, no, that's fine. As long as they spread themselves around and I keep these guys pinned down, because these are a troublesome bunch. I'd rather they... No, don't drop Cairo. That would be bad. I know the British are there, but you can't trust the British in the dark or in Cairo. Let's just keep plowing our way through, seeing what the enemy can produce. Yeah, if you want to fight me, that's fine, but I am not letting you out from here. This would actually be pretty bad if they cut me off. That looks exactly like what they're about to do. It's okay though, two can play at that game. I'll get something that resembles supply around here. And then if I just make a little incision, then all these ones get cut off. Little incision, huh? Okay, so you guys don't really have to worry about that. It's just this that I need you to cover. They understand that, I'm sure. Okay, not so easy. Seems they've got... Oh, they can't pierce my armor, but I don't think I can really do much against them in this situation. Alright, maybe I should look to taking these ones down. It's less to snip. But I gotta work with what I've got, which isn't much. So many people dying for Africa. Yes, by all means, move south. Move south. Melt them. Oh, I just love watching that melt. Not so happy about the supply situation here, and by not happy I mean this is terrible. At least I'm back in decent supplyville. Right, they can attack you all you want. Give them what's for. Alexandria. Alexandria.